Well, g'day, good morning, and welcome to the channel. Today's a really special day. I love today. What is it? Well, at least once a year, I actually pull out the very first camera I've ever owned that started this journey, that got me into wildlife photography, and it's just about having a lot of fun. Now I'm here early, the sun's coming up. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Before I take some photos, very quickly, the camera that I'm using is the original Canon 40D. It came out in 2007. It's got 10 megapixels, it's got 9 focus points, FPS 6.5. Look, it's a budget camera, it's worth between 50 and 100 bucks, but I don't care. I'm just gonna reminisce about the old times and just have fun using this camera and share with you the photos I'm able to capture with such an old body. Now, what is important is I do use some quality lenses. I'm starting with the very first lens I ever bought, which is the Canon 70-200 2.8 non-IS. The sun's coming up. Oh, here's a bird. You just hit the buffer straight away. I think the buffer on this camera is 17. Okay, so the first drama that we're going to struggle with is the max ISO natively on this camera is 1600. That's right, 1600 ISO. I'm shooting wide open at 2.8 and that gives me a shutter speed of, well, it's not too bad. The tricky thing with these old DSLRs is we don't get exposure in the viewfinder, so it's quite hard. Oh, there's birds flying it everywhere. This is what it's all about. Where else would you rather be? Oh, it's just incredible. I honestly can't believe what's going on here. I am just, you should see the sunrise. It's absolutely incredible. And there's birds everywhere just flying around in the sky. Oh, I can't believe it. I'll be honest that I'm a bit overwhelmed with what to focus on, what to shoot on. I'm enjoying having 70-200 because I'm trying to get a nice wide scene. And it's hard to go past all of these herons and spoonbills on this tree. It's just absolutely amazing. We've got so much light that I can actually lower that ISO to try and get the best. Just checking my exposure. So on these old cameras, we have to check the blinkies on the back. So I'll need to make sure that we're not too bright. It looks pretty good. It's just absolutely stunning. The sun is not quite above the horizon, but I'm probably going to try and get a shot with the sun in it somehow. That's my goal. So just try and envisage a shot with that sun. Just stunning. What a stunning sunrise. Beautiful. Okay, so I've quickly grabbed the 400 5.6 because a spoonbill has just landed on this perch and I was a little bit too far away, so I just wanted a bit more focal length. This was my very first birding lens, 400 5.6. I think it's around 600 used. Fantastic sharp lens, and I'm just focusing on the spoonbill. So it's backlit, it's a silhouette. We've got a special bill on the spoonbill. I'm having to underexpose it quite a bit because we've got such a bright background. I don't want to blow that background, I want the texture in the clouds. Unbelievable. So these egrets are starting to get side lit down here, so I'm going to move down and try and I can't even stay in front of the camera. These egrets are getting side lit, so I'm going to move down and try and photograph them. I'm going to lay down on the front here, just down here, and then if I lay down they should come. All right, so we're just going to go for a bit of a walk, see what we can find. Got the glorious sun at the moment. I want to try and get some shots before it gets too high. Just seen a buff-banded rail, which is not an easy bird to get near. So I've just spotted 2 buff-banded rails just here. I'm going to go and lay down. Got a little spotless crake here too. Oh, I've got a beautiful crake here and beautiful sun. So we've got quite a few dragonflies around at the moment. Okay, so we've got some dragonflies, we've had some crakes. Now we just have to figure out what else to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk and just see what happens. Hopefully we'll get a bird in flight shot or a cockatoo will come in. You just don't know. That's the beauty of birding, is you just take what you get. We'll just go for a walk and see what pops up. Got some grebes coming in to check me out. Very inquisitive. Good morning, how are we going? This family of Grebes are right next to me. So just had the Grebes were quite inquisitive and we got a few grebe shots. Often with a lot of species, if you just lay down, they will come to you. Well, at least here in Australia, we're quite fortunate that certain species will just come to check you out. So it's just coming up to 9 o'clock. I've been here for 2 hours already and it's just absolutely flown by. I honestly don't know where the time's gone. And that's part of the reason why we love this hobby, is that flow state that we enter when we're out and about and we're just focusing on the birds and the wildlife and our camera and we forget about everything else. I'm literally the only person here and I haven't seen anyone else this morning. I saw the sun come up. I've watched all these birds go about their business. We've captured some photos. Hopefully it showed you that gear is important. You know, I know a lot of people say gear doesn't matter, and I agree to an extent, but we have to have a good lens. Like, the body doesn't matter as much as the lens, but the reason I'm able to take these photos today is because of this beautiful 400 5.6, and even that 70 to 200 is a beautiful lens. This body goes to show that even with a body worth $50 to $100, you can still enjoy yourself and you can still take photos and just have a good time and just work on your technique and work on your skills. I think we have a tendency to focus too much on the final image or the final product and we forget about the joy or the process of getting there. I almost prefer the process to the final image. Of course I love a good image and we do take photos for that reason. We can't lose that, you know, just that excitement of actually being out with your camera. Because if we lose that, it's just a bit of a chore to try and get these Instagram worthy shots and what have you. Keep walking. There's the kangaroo right here. How you going? You don't care about me. Well, that was a lot of fun. We had a sulphur-crested cockatoo on a low perch and I've just walked up to it, taking some shots as we walk closer and closer, trying to be conscious of the background at all times. And I'm confident we got a nice shot. I would have liked to have the crest up, but unfortunately we didn't get that, but enjoyable nonetheless. Here's a sulphur-crested cockatoo feather. Beautiful. I'd love to hear in the comments what started it for you. I can't even concentrate, there's just birds flying everywhere. G'day mate. Yeah, all right, I'll take your photo. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. The cockatoo's yelling at me. With its crest up. Can I talk to the camera now? Is that okay? No? Okay. What if I get a bit closer? It's up in this tree. It's up in this tree here. Oh, flying away now. Where was I? Just reflecting on when you started with your camera, like what lens and camera initiated your passion? What kick-started it for you? Obviously I've mentioned it so many times, but when I got this 400 5.6, the whole world opened up. The birds were bigger, they were sharper. It was just awesome. And I honestly just went out every chance I got, and that's how I've gradually improved over the year. Hopefully today you saw that I was able to get some nice shots, even with this really old 10 megapixel body. But the lens is just so good that this combo enables you to get these nice shots. And I think this combo might be around under 700 US used, which is still a bit of money, but you can really get some cracking shots with that budget, you know. I can't help but stand here and reflect and think about my good mate Matt that's no longer with us. He was, if you're not aware, he was my mentor and my best friend, and we shared so many wonderful moments together out in the field. And it was his inspiration and it was his attitude and just his love for wildlife and photography. It was infectious and it rubbed off on me, and together it was just hard to beat. And you know, I fondly remember those memories I remember laying in the mud. Here's a shot of us together. I had my 400 5.6, I think I had the 7D, and had these shorebirds coming towards us, and we were just taking photos and chatting and having a cuppa afterwards, and it's hard to beat that. So just like to thank him for those memories. Oh, we just had a bird of prey. I think it's a Peregrine Falcon. It is a Peregrine Falcon. There's two of them. Okay, well that was incredible. I don't know if I got any shots, but there was a Peregrine Falcon and I think it was a goshawk chasing each other, and we might have got a couple of flight shots. They're probably not going to be any good, but I'll definitely share with you so you can sort of see the bird. But that was awesome. The bird's just flowing in. Unfortunately, the other bird scared it off the low perch, and then it's flowing around in the trees, and I tried to get some flight shots, but fingers crossed a couple came out. At least we'll be able to see the bird. But I think it's a very young Peregrine Falcon, I think. It doesn't quite have the distinct markings of the adult, but I'm pretty confident that's what it was. That was how it was flying. But that was an awesome bird. All right, so what did I struggle with today? And I'll be honest, it was the exposure. I stuffed it up quite a few times, and I'll share with you here some of my mistakes. So when we have a sulphur-crested cockatoo or a white bird, it tends to blow those whites, so I have to underexpose it. But because we don't have it live in the viewfinder, I often forget that it's not the right exposure, and I stuffed it up a number of times. And I was shooting in Aperture Pro today because that's how I shot back when I started. And so you do keep an eye on the exposure meter. You just forget sometimes, and I forgot how easy it is to blow your whites on a DSLR. So that was a lot of fun today, trying to maintain the exposure and get it right. So the other struggle is the LCD on this is terrible. It's so hard to tell whether your image is sharp or even if it's properly exposed, because the LCD is just not very good. And when we compare it to like the R5, there's chalk and cheese between them. They're almost the same size, but the quality is just completely different. The buffer constantly hit the buffer. I think it's only 17 shots. And so I had to really take my time just gently pushing the shutter button so I didn't hit the buffer. A few times I hit it and it was a bit annoying, but you know, that's what you just have to adapt to the camera that you have and just be mindful of that. Oh, hit the buffer. Oh, I'm just telling you about the buffer, and a white-necked heron, white-faced heron was flying past and I hit the buffer. Oh, the timing. Oh, it's still a lot of fun though. You can't complain. I also think it's important that I thank you, my viewers and members and subscribers and everybody who watches my videos. It's humbling and overwhelming how many people actually enjoy these videos, and it's hard to understand exactly why. I never anticipated the channel to grow to this size and for people to actually enjoy listening to me chat and talk and take photos, but I'm very happy to do it. And you know, the fact I can come out here and just enjoy myself and share this with you, I never would have dreamt of it in a million years, to be honest, if someone had said this is how you're going to make a living, is standing in nature talking to a camera. But here we are, and I'm just very thankful. So look, if you enjoyed this video, obviously give it that thumbs up, all that stuff. I want to know from you what you enjoy about photography. Why do you go out, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive in the dark and get muddy and spend this time in nature? Why do you do it? What do you get out of it? Let me know in the comments. I love reading why people enjoy wildlife photography. And if you aren't taking photos of birds, you need to, or wildlife, you need to get out there, get yourself an affordable kit if you can't afford a more expensive one, and just get out there and have fun. Don't worry too much about the photos to begin with. It's just a matter of putting in the time and try and find somebody that shares your passion, and you can learn together and share those experiences together. I think there's enough rambling from me. Thoroughly enjoyed this morning. Had a great time reminiscing with my old friend, the old 40D. I have no idea whether the photos I took today will come out. I'm confident they will, and I would have shared those with you. So until the next video, take care, happy birding, and see you later.